Hi, Shahid here. I'm also known as Sounds of Kites. So I'm here together with some of my friends, and then I'll be playing you some of my songs and a few covers. So I go by the name of Sounds of Kites for a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to tell you today, but that's all right. But probably we'll meet along the way after COVID ends, and we get to chat again properly. I'll be playing you a few of my songs and some borrowed. The first one is a tune called Kamikaze Kid. It's in the midst of recording. Hopefully it will come out end of this year, but we'll see whether rainbows are aligned. Yeah, so let's get to the first song. The kamikaze kid wakes up and fills his lungs with air. There is sweat running down his face smashed on the chair. The mystifying afterlife teaches us humility and grace. But it's easy to fall into instant gratification too. So don't you dare, you'll see you anywhere. And don't you forget, the vultures are in the air waiting for you. Your hands were made for a purpose. Yeah, you drown them in sin sucrose. When midnight comes, follow your eyes. Temptation is evil in disguise. So don't you dare, you'll see you anywhere. And don't you forget, the vultures are in the air. And don't you dare, you'll see you anywhere. Don't you forget, the vultures are in the air praying for you. So I wrote this song about 2 years ago, and it's basically about this kid who knows that something is wrong, yet he still does it. Then he continues to do it. That's why I try to make the riff of the guitar sounds like you're on a train track, because you're on that path, right? So he constantly doing it, and he will eventually succumb to his own lust. So that's the song about Kamikaze Kid. Mostly self-taught. I like to follow my dad's footsteps. Like, he's the kind of guy, if you want to do something, you got to do it yourself. Like, when I was 16, I told my dad I want to learn the drums. I hated the guitar growing up. But then he just laughed at me and said, if you want to learn the drums, then you got to learn by yourself. But then I had no money. He was 16 years old. So then I was in college. My roommate had a guitar. I was bored. So then he taught me the song Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer. And that was the first song I ever learned. So it began from there, and then I constantly play the guitar at night, in the morning. And then I guess it developed into something that I can actually be proud of. I tell myself this is my full-time job. for the main reason that you gotta try to be happy with whatever you have. But then of course I have a day job. That's the one that bringing in money for home. But if I tell myself this is my full-time job, I am happy. So you gotta try to make yourself happy. I've been playing on stage since 2015. At the time when I started, I used my actual name, Shahid Ibrahim. And then after I get off the stage, I realized it didn't fit. I didn't want who I was in real person to be on stage, because if I were to use a different name or moniker, then I can be whoever I want. I can be as crazy as I want. I can be as shy as I want. It doesn't matter because it's just me. So I've been performing on stage. Ever since 2015, I did manage to go overseas. I had the opportunity to go overseas, and that was great too. So this next song is also new. It's also on the upcoming album. This one's called Silap Siapa. Where I live in Arada Mansara. There's this one pakcik who sells nasi lemak there. Sometimes when I go there, and then we would chat, right? We would chat and talk about how his life is, how his family is. And then he would tell me all the plights that he goes through. And then I realized that there are a lot of people who goes through a lot of trouble, a lot of problems, but whose fault is it, right? So then I got back home, and then this song came about. So it was inspired by that pakcik. Suasana pagi memanggil kesilapan, oh cahaya bumi, mengapa kau sedih? Benarkah harapan disaluti kekuasaan oleh sesiapa yang menang pertaruhan? Cukup sudahlah, tangan penan mengguli, oh pakcik bertahanlah. Makin hari makin pulih. Benarkah harapan disaluti kekuasaan oleh sesiapa yang menang pertaruhan? Silap siapa usaha kita sia-sia? Silap siapa titik lo tak terkira? Silap siapa makin hari makin susah? Silap siapa dah jatuh dipijak juga? Silap siapa usaha kita sia-sia? Silap siapa dah jatuh dipijak juga? Oh, okay, so silap siapa is a question that has no answer, I'm afraid. because it's one of those questions that we will never know the true answer to. It can be my fault, it can be your fault, it can be anything, it can be any problem. So I ended on that note, on a question mark, and even the song that way, because it doesn't, I don't want it to resolve much. Yeah. Okay, so the vocal melody, I start off by like very somber purposefully, because it's as though that you have to accept whatever's happening, right? You gotta accept the fact that hey, that uncle is in trouble. But at the end is whereby somehow the anger inside of you, the build-up anger, is coming out. So there's a change of tone, there's a change of melody. Next song I'll be playing for you is the song by Lomelda. She's this American singer-songwriter. It's called Columbia River. Everybody tries to make me dance, but I just want to sit still and stare right at you with my strongest gazes, an innocent, youthful thrill, and hold your hand on my front porch swing in a summer night sends a chill, and dream of driving way up north, though I know we'll never get a fill. And everybody tries to fall in love, but I just keep making friends. And I saw through the stars at night, I'm looking for some kind of sign of the end. If the sun won't rise when the morning comes, I'll be ready, 'cause I don't depend on those things like philosophy and the sunrise, moontide, pursuit of happiness. I found that I wish I was home. I found that I wish I was home. Singing songs that you already know, instead of always singing my own and arranging the tones in a city that reminds me I'm alone. I found that I wish I was yours. I found that I wish I was yours. And to all the birds nesting on the porch, and all those dreams along the river gorge, and every windswept metaphor, all of yours until I am nothing more. So, in today's world, a single is more appealing to the listener, the common listener, because it's easy. It's like you want it, it's right there. You don't even have to listen to it on the radio. You have a lot of streaming platforms that can cater to your need. It's good in a sense that it allows musicians to reach out so much faster. But the problem is that the listeners, I find, they don't tend to listen to the actual song. They just want to feel what the song is about. You know, like the usual feeling is they want to feel good, so they listen to, you know, a happy song, right? They want to feel sad, they listen to a sad song. Fine, no problem with that. But I feel like a song has so much more to offer than just what you can feel, you know? The musician themselves, they make, I try to make my music to cover a lot of bases, right? Yeah, but then there are a lot of great musicians out there who manage to do it so well. The problem with me is that sometimes when I write a song, I make it a point not to make it a hit song. Like I don't want it to sound expected. I don't want it to sound as though, okay, you know what's happening after C, fine, you're gonna get it. You know what's happening after this melody, fine, you're gonna get it. I tried not to make it that way, and sure, it may not get the most followings, but I'm content with the few and the ones that I cherish, the ones who come to my gigs almost every time. The next one I'll be playing for you is called Green Eyes. It's dedicated to my pet cat, Beiji, who just passed away last Wednesday. Yes. Gray every day, green eyes all the way. You could tell me everything you say, I still won't get it. You sleep with us every night, you get me the fright. Turning to my left and I could feel your tail brushing as I lie. My heart breaks as you fade away. So I have something to say. Beijing, will you stay? Tucked here in our arms. Beijing, will you stay? Forever tucked in our arms. You move us with tiny purrs, green eyes all the way. Show more love than words could say, and you smitten us with your eyes. Oh, my heart breaks as you fade away. So I have something to say. Beijing, will you stay? Tucked here in our arms. Beijing, will you stay? Tucked here in our arms. Beijing, will you stay? Tucked here in our arms. Beijing, will you stay? Forever tucked in our arms. the dream as a musician is always to let go of your day job and to focus fully on music. At one point in time, I was with someone, I was on a date, and then we came to the conversation about our dreams, right? And I told her my dream is to stop being a banker and just focus on music full time, probably live in Europe, in London, and she laughed. And she didn't believe me and said that was preposterous, never gonna happen. But yeah, I still stick by that dream. It's been a few years, but I feel like we gotta have a dream that is achievable. May not be achievable to the full extent, but it could just be piecemeal basis. There's always a future for performers, be it music, theatre, arts, but it's just a matter of that you have to adapt to changes. One of the issues that a lot of my fellow musicians face at the beginning of the pandemic was the fact that they don't know how to make their craft online. So that's like all of a sudden all of us had to go on that journey, talk to each other, like talk to any guy who knows sound engineering. Hey, how do I make it live? Like, what is this OBS studio? Like, not everyone is a gamer, right? Yeah, I mean, but then eventually I feel that when pandemic is over, you still will have to wear the mask. But then there will be a need for performing arts, because there's bound to be people dying to go out to a pub, to a music space to hear music, or even to watch theatre. Yeah, so it will never die. So this next one I'll be playing you is called Dying Machine.
In the paper pages, I was a dying machine. In the veins of trees, I plucked off and hit the ground. Throwing tables, they couldn't tell me what's wrong. Horses in stables, they couldn't save you from the drown. Oh! The fool inside will fall laughing in the stream. The jumping feet show how merry men sing. Laughing children, they only know what was told. Stupid people, they could only dream and do. All of you need to wake up and open your mind. All of you need to wake up and boil the gun. All of you need to wake up and jump up high. All of you need to wake up and see the sun. When night comes, I was the bastard in heels. When crossing babies, I stride over their knees. Of course, save them. They got hope, but not food. Of course, save us if we don't stand the change, yeah. All of you need to wake up and open your mind. All of you need to wake up and boil the gun. All of you need to wake up and jump up high. Come on. All of you need to wake up and see the sun. All of you need to wake up and open your mind. All of you need to wake up and see the sun.
The Dying Machine wrote it a few years back. It's about the fact that if you follow whatever the man says, then you eternally be a machine and you eventually die doing the same thing over and over again. So that was what the song was about. Musicians can make money, but it depends on like the skills that they have. They can make money out of music if they know good enough how to market themselves. They know good enough what sells and what doesn't sell, right? It's a give and take, right? There are some who wants to be very avant-garde, right? They don't care what other people think, and it may not sell, but it doesn't matter to them that it doesn't sell in a commercial sense. But if there is at least one person who listens, one person who watches, then that's good enough. So it goes back to you as a person, what satisfies you.
Hey darling, tell me where you going now. By the way, did you hear your shoelaces are untied? Hey darling, what's the dream? Green grass and white pickets, yeah. By the way, tell me how gravity is divine. Now I walk eternally bare feet, looking for someone to take away all infinite sense I had a maze to get lost into. Now I walk eternally bare feet, looking for someone to take away all infinite suns and amaze, to get lost in love. Hey darling, can you see the sky is blue perpetually? By the way, did you hear you speaking other languages? And I've been running on the sidewalk, turning head towards the sun, hoping for the glare to subside. Then the angel appears, now I walk eternally bare feet, looking for someone to take away all infinite suns and amaze, to get lost into. Now I walk eternally bare feet, looking for someone to take away all infinite suns and amaze, to get lost into. Now I walk eternally bare feet.
So that term eternally bare feet, I was watching this movie and then the hero explained that his sister is eternally bare feet. That's the character that, like, when someone asked him a question, his sister is eternally bare feet. And I thought, whoa, what is that? That's such a picturesque statement. And then instantly the song came about. So this song is about my wife, and how I think of her the same way as that man does in the movie. So I think of the term eternally bare feet as someone who is forever free. And when I heard that in that movie, instantly I thought about my wife, and that just fit. It was like a piece of a puzzle that was missing, and it was there, eternally bare feet. Yeah, so the song was about my wife.
There is a crow moon coming in where you keep looking now. It is a hollow mountain marsh now sweeping in. Let's watch phenomena arise out of the darkness now. In the light, she's my storm in heroin, an old machine abandoned by the ancient races. Then I hear them humming down below in hollow earth. Oh hell, I guess I don't know why I will go under too. But just for now, I let the spring and storm return. I let my heart too walk on her coming. I'll live until the call, and I plan to be forgotten when I'm gone. Yes, I believe in the fall. And I will sleep out in the glades just by the giant tree, to be closer when my spirits fall away. I left another little boy out on the trail today. He's just a mortal to the shouting cavalcade. I left my heart to walk on her coming. I live until the call, and I plan to be forgotten when I'm gone. Yes, I believe in the fall. Whoa. Let's open up, the windows have stayed in the party now. And we'll be even when the blues fall down like hail. And I don't even care no more about the day home now. If it's a black one or a white one on the trail, I left my heart to the wild hunter coming. I'll live until the call, and I plan to be forgotten when I'm gone. Yes, I believe in the fall. Oh! Yes, I believe in the fall. The Wild Hunt by the Tallest Man on Earth, one of my favorite artists to listen to. He's still alive. He's actually quite short. He's from Sweden. But he goes by the name of the Tallest Man on Earth. So, yeah, so very energetic kind of song. The next one I'll be playing is called Down in Flames. I wrote it together with Dying Machine. And the song is about like those people in the superpowers of the world, how I wish they would just come down to the ground and just see how everyone lives, right? So in a way, if they don't want to, I wish they all would go down in flames. Once again, you came down from your clouds, full of pride, in nowhere town. So I found you down in flames. Once again, heaven sent, you forget the morning tea childishly. So I found you down in flames once again, and I carried you up and on to the grinder, up and on, for the liar will always fall down in flames. Once again, you stood up, preaching out a holy night like a fall, and I found you down in flames once again, and I carried you up and on to the grinder, up and on, and I found you down in flames. So I carried you up and on, for the Father will always fall. Oh, down in flames.
Okay, so Diamonds and Darlings is one of those B-side that I've made a long time ago, but I never recorded. I remember my producer actually played it during my album launch for Remember Sycamore, but he's never heard of the song. And then he was like, dude, why didn't you record this song? And I was like, it doesn't fit. So, the meaning of the song doesn't really mean anything, Diamonds and Darlings. I just want something that rhymes nicely. It sounds very sparkly, you know. Right. Okay. So that was me. 9 songs for you guys. I'm Sounds of Kites. Thank you for tuning in to Whereas Live. These guys will have their shows on every Sunday night at 9 p.m. on their YouTube channel. So do like, subscribe, and all those things to help out a fellow musician, a fellow Malaysian. I'm Sounds of Kites. You can, if you like what you hear, what you about to hear, then you can follow me on Instagram. It's Sounds of Kites. Facebook, Sounds of Kites. Or you can just go check out my website, soundsofkites.com. I'm also on a few of those streaming platforms, so if you want to have a listen, you can go there, or if you want, you can just drop me a message on Instagram and I'll be happy to talk to you. So, till then, stay safe, guys.
The howling tree.